Welcome back to the Population House podcast, where I talk about economic growth in a city, town, and state in the Midwest. Today, we're headed to Gary, Indiana, a city with deep industrial roots, big challenges, and some major and new opportunities that may change its future. From the possibility of an NFL stadium in northwest Indiana to global companies expanding operations, Gary's story right now is one of reinvention and economic momentum. Let's dive in. Gary was founded in 1906 as a company town around U.S. Steel's Gary Works plant, becoming one of Indiana's most important industrial cities. For decades, steel and manufacturing jobs shaped the city's population identity, while industrialization slowed growth in the late 20th century. Gary has tourist. And today, local leaders are pushing a new strategy to attract investment, create jobs, and rebuild the city. In a major development this winter, the Chicago Bears organization expanded its search for a new stadium location beyond Arlington Heights in Greater Chicago, including Northwest Indiana. Here's what's happening. Bears leadership says their stadium plan in Illinois has stalled due to lack of necessary infrastructure funding. As a result, they are considering sites across the wider Chicagoland region, including Northwest Indiana, where Gary is a key contender. Local officials in Gary are preparing a comprehensive proposal to host the Bears, pointing to the city's strategic location near major highways Interstate 80 and Interstate 94, a Gary-Chicago International Airport, rail connections, and available contiguous land. Indiana state leaders, including the governor, are signaling support for attracting major league franchises and building out infrastructure to make a stadium possible. If the Bears were to build a stadium in Gary, it could be one of the biggest economic development projects the city has ever seen, with potential for thousands of jobs, new business growth, and tourism that extends beyond football. But it's not just about an NFL stadium. The city recently celebrated the groundbreaking for a new $60 million FedEx distribution center near the Gary-Chicago International Airport. The facility is 317,000 square feet and expected to bring about 600 new jobs to the area. Local officials see this as a major win, signaling that large corporations view Gary as a logistics and distribution hub with real potential for growth. This FedEx project reinforces Gary's strategic position not only for industrial distribution, but as a gateway for goods moving throughout the Midwest. U.S. Steel Gary Works. Steel is still part of the city's DNA, and recent deals have helped secure this future of the region's biggest employer. Local leadership worked to help U.S. Steel secure significant investment in its Gary operations, preserving manufacturing jobs and strengthening ties between industry and the community. Indiana Sugars, a local industrial staple, also committed to expanding in Gary rather than leaving, thanks in part to support from city leadership. These moves show Gary isn't just hoping for big announcements, it's winning real economic wins today. Mayor Eddie Melton and his administration are framing this moment as a chance to rewrite Gary's narrative in the 2025 State of the City address. The mayor highlighted investment, jobs, and partnership as key to a long-term turnaround. The city is looking at redeveloping older properties and encouraging new mixed-use development, leveraging the Gary-Chicago International Airport for economic connectivity, using major projects like FedEx and potential Bears Stadium to catalyze broader investment. City leaders are hopeful that these initiatives together can build a more diverse, resilient economy, while one not solely dependent on steel. So what does all this mean for Gary's population and economic trajectory? A new FedEx facility can bring hundreds of jobs right away, securing major industrial expansion from companies like U.S. Steel and Indiana Sugars helps solidify the city's manufacturing base. And if the Chicago Bears do build a stadium in or near Gary, the spike in jobs, tourism, and business investment could be historic, potentially reshaping the city's economy for decades to come. All of this can make Gary a compelling case study in how older industrial cities can leverage location, leadership, and strategic investment to write a new chapter. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Population House podcast. If you're curious about more city growth stories like Gary's, from population trends to economic development wins, subscribe and like and join us next time for the next episode. Bye-bye.